It's not cute to always be that strong woman. It's not cute to always be that emotionally unavailable woman. You know, women naturally are quite emotional, and emotional doesn't necessarily mean you can't control your emotions or the bad type of emotions. Sometimes emotional just means you are in tune with how you feel and you are open to sharing that. It's not cute anymore always being that girl where no one ever knows what's going on with you. No one can tell how you feel about them. I know that a lot of the times that us women, we've been hurt. We've been taken advantage of because of wearing our emotions on our sleeves. We've been taken advantage of because we've been vulnerable, because we've shown how we truly feel. And so we build walls. We say that we're not going to be so open. We're not going to share how we feel just in case we get hurt. But what you don't realize is that is limiting you and stopping you from building genuine connections with people. This is where healing comes in. Healing from past traumas will help you not to close yourself off in the next situation, because you'll find that when you're developing relationships with people, there's a hindrance. Why? Because you're emotionally unavailable. You don't want to share yourself with them, or you don't want to share that part. You don't want to share your emotions that you think are too much. You start thinking, what if they don't like me anymore? What if they see the side and they think I'm weak? And I know that because I was like that. I used to associate crying with weakness. I used to associate those type of emotions like sadness and vulnerability with weakness, and I never wanted to appear weak, so I'd always hide that and I'd never show it. And I found that in relationships there was a hindrance, because in my opinion I was in my masculine. Femininity was all about receiving, being, also giving. It's about being free and fluid and just calm and meek, and I found that I was operating in my masculine. I was more like a man than I was a woman, because I'd been hurt so much over the years that I found it so hard to trust. And so I built up a wall where a man would come in, they try and get close to me, but they found that they just couldn't get close enough because I'd hold a wall up. Whenever they did something that would upset me, I just wouldn't address it. Like I don't care, but I do care. Whenever I'd want more, I'd never say it because I was scared of being rejected. Whenever I felt like they wasn't treating me how I deserved to be treated, I never truly addressed it because I thought, if I address it, will I lose them? So you could see that my fear of rejection came in, my fear of abandonment, my fear of not being liked, my fear of not being enough came into play when it came into my relationships. And it was masked under being emotionally unavailable. So when you realize that you're emotionally unavailable, you have to check it and realize, okay, why am I like this? What am I scared of? Like if I was available and I started showing how I truly felt, what could be the worst thing that happened? And you'll begin to find when you start to deep dive that it's not just you being emotionally unavailable. It's you being scared to feel certain things in case. You know, I was scared to love because I was scared that what if it doesn't work out and I'm hurt? So for a long time, I was like, I'm not going to give myself emotionally to a man because I don't want to be hurt. The same thing with a friend. I would never cry to my friends. I would never share the bad stuff in my life with a friend because I had trust issues. I didn't believe I could trust them. I didn't believe they'd really be there for me. Why? Because I'd had so much disappointment in my life that I thought, you're not going to be there for me, so let me not even give you a chance to disappoint me. This is what you call a self-fulfilling prophecy. I began to make a decree and say that this will happen, like no one's ever going to love me. I'd say this in my heart, and then I would do things to fulfill that prophecy. So I'd be closed off. So it's hard for them to get to know me, to love me, because I'm closed off. So therefore, when they leave, I'm like, yeah, I knew they'd leave. But I completed this. I done a self-fulfilling prophecy. I made that happen. Maybe not intentionally, but because I wasn't open enough. And don't get it twisted. I'm not talking about the other person, because the other person may be reserved too, but we're talking about ourselves, because we are only responsible for ourselves. You're not open enough. There's a blockage now. You're not willing to do certain things because there's a blockage. You don't want to be too nice in case you're taken advantage of. You don't want to be too giving in case they think you're weak. You don't want to cry in case they look at you different, because you've built up this persona of being strong that the moment a crack comes, it's like you don't know who you are anymore. Like, no, I'm strong. I cannot cry in front of this person. I'm not weak. But realistically, emotions aren't weak. And being emotional doesn't mean that you'll be taken advantage of. This is where emotional intelligence comes in. You have to be wise with who you share that side of yourself with. And you have to be wise to know how much to share and when to share. But you also need to heal enough to know that just because someone doesn't respond how you want them to respond, it doesn't mean that they hate you, they're gonna leave, or this, that, the other. It doesn't always mean that. Sometimes we get so triggered that we begin to act out of fear and we go into fight or flight, and then we miss out on opportunities. Some of us have had a man that we really liked, but because we just couldn't let go of the past hurt, we couldn't really give ourselves to that man because it was scary. He's getting too close. He's asking too much personal questions. Why is he trying to ask me that? Why is he questioning me like that? What if I tell him this? What will he think? We're scared of being judged. We're scared of being not liked. When in reality, We're just scared of being seen. Being emotionally unavailable is usually a result of being scared of being seen. You don't want to be seen as who you truly are, so we put up a mask. And I think I was watching like a therapist or something online, and she was given an analogy of, you are green, but when you go outside, you put on a mask of purple. Because the green, your true self, you're scared of showing it. Because you're scared of the judgment that comes with being you. You're scared of the opinions of others. And so you're green, but you put on a purple mask. And so you go out and you're going out as purple. And so you're attracting purple. But really, you're not purple, you're green. So when you're going out, people are looking at you, but they're not seeing the real you. They're not interacting with the real you, and you're expecting them to love you and accept you and do everything for you, but they don't really know you because you're not showing up as your true self. You know, your true self, the one that talks a lot, the one that is awkward, the one that gets scared sometimes, the one that cries randomly, the one that is a little bit insecure, the one that needs reassurance, the one that likes those weird films or weird books, the one that doesn't actually enjoy cooking. You know, the real you, the one that you don't have to hide when you're alone. That you is the one that someone is going to fall in love with, someone is going to like, someone is going to connect with. But it's only until you show up as that person. And a lot of the times we oppress our real self so much that we don't even begin to recognize ourselves. We look at ourselves and wonder, actually, who am I? We get to that stage where we don't know who we are because we stop showing up as ourselves. We start showing up as the person we think everyone will like. And I'm here to tell you that you don't know if someone will really like you unless you show up as yourself. But this is where healing comes in. Because even if someone doesn't like you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It just means they don't like you. Or you're just not for them. Before I embarked on this self-development journey and really gave my life to Christ, I was a ball of insecurity. But to everyone else, I was the most confident woman you'd ever meet. I was insecure. I was jealous, I was territorial, my self-esteem was low, I wasn't self-assured. I needed validation from men because I was a pretty woman, I was a pretty girl, and I knew that men always found me attractive. And that was the only attention I was getting, so I took that attention, which was really just lust, and used that to validate myself, which was really in my looks. My validation came in my looks. Because I looked good, I knew I was that girl. But it's like, if you took away my looks, I didn't know who I was. It wasn't until I was intentional that I started developing my inner being. And then I realized I've got way more to offer than just a pretty face. I am a whole character. I'm full of life. I'm funny. I'm intelligent. I'm bold. I'm confident. I'm outgoing. I'm quirky. I'm very weird in a good way. I'm very real. I'm easy to talk to. These are the things I started finding out about myself. And you know what's funny? A lot of people won't agree with me. Some people won't think I'm beautiful. Some people won't think I'm funny. My fiance does not think I'm funny. But I know I'm funny. So it's like, am I going to think I'm not funny because he doesn't think I'm funny? Like, these are the things that make us retreat. It's like sometimes you're trying to open up, but then it's like they will say something that triggers you and you'll retreat and close up again. When no, you should still keep pushing. This is what you call exposure therapy. Exposing yourself to environments that usually scare you. The only difference is instead of retreating, you keep going, and when you get triggered, you change your response. When you're triggered, usually your response is to close back up and become unavailable again. But really and truly, the only way to grow and heal is to change your reaction when you're triggered. Now I realize that when I'm triggered and I feel rejected, when I feel rejected, that's like a trigger for me. Well, it used to be. It's like a trigger. And when that would happen, I would close up, I go quiet, and I just stop interacting. Now I address it. Someone may take that as insecurity, like, why would you think that? But the truth is, it's not necessarily insecurity, it's a trigger because of things that have happened in the past. And so I need to address it so that I can get clarity on, are you rejecting me, or am I perceiving it based off of trauma? Now, when, for example, my fiance would say something, and for me it feels like a rejection, I'd address it there and then. Why did you say it like that? Because I'm tone sensitive. I'll be like, why did you say it like that? Is this what you think? And he'd be like, no, that is not what I think. That's you. And I'll be like, oh. So it's me. I'm formulating an opinion for him when really I'm just projecting how I feel. So my emotional unavailability came because I was projecting my own fears and insecurities onto the other person. When I stopped doing that, I found that I can be emotional, and if you don't accept me, then that's your problem, not mine. But I want to be that soft, emotional woman, because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl, and I'm going to be a girl through and through. I don't want to be operating in my masculine because of fear. Because if I start acting like a man, I'm going to be treated like a man. When if I want to be treated like a woman, I should start acting like a woman. And I don't want to hear any of the people, gender neutral people saying, oh, what defines a woman? Like, let's be flipping for real. There are gender roles and there is a definition of a woman. It's a loose definition, but a woman is feminine. And femininity looks different to everyone, but there's a standard definition of femininity. And men like a feminine woman. So one thing I had to realize was me being emotionally unavailable, I was operating in my masculine. So I had to let my guard down. And I had to begin to act as my true self. Be me, whatever that looks like. Being emotionally reserved isn't a win. It's not, oh yeah, no one can ever hurt me. No. Hurting is a part of life. So if your fear is that I don't want to get hurt, baby, you can't decide whether or not you're hurt in life or whether or not you get hurt. But you do have some say in who hurts you. I believe I got that quote from somewhere. I can't remember. I think I might have got it from The Fault in Our Stars. But it's true. You can't determine if you get hurt or not, but you do have some say in who hurts you. So take it for a pinch of salt. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you are new, I am Lakeishaa May. I make faith-based content. I make self-development, self-improvement videos. I make girl talks, self-love videos. This is what my channel is about. Developing yourself as a woman and becoming the best version of yourself through intentionality and with Jesus. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with someone if you think it can bless them. And also turn on your post notifications so you never miss an upload. But I will see you in my next video. Bye.